The migration crisis, or the refugee crisis, as one might say, is in everybody's minds nowadays, at least in Europe. So now we're really happy to have the opportunity to talk to an expert on that field. Thank you very much, Mr. Leggeri, for taking your time to come here. My first question would be, how do you think we could solve this migration crisis? Do we need new institutions? Do we need new politicians, maybe new platforms who can solve this crisis?
Well, I think the crisis, at least in Europe, concerning the migration management is a kind of stress test. It's the Schengen stress test, and it invites the member state of the European Union and the Schengen area to cooperate more, to demonstrate more solidarity, because the European Union now is in the middle of the way. We want to have a Schengen free movement area, so that means that we have no border checks within this free movement area, but we also have to take into consideration that then we need to have this common management of the external border. So this is the crisis we are facing. It's that we want to have a kind of federal construction, which is the Schengen free movement area, but we don't have the so-called federal tool to manage the external border.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what do you think? What did we learn? We faced this crisis for about 2 years now. What did we learn during the past 2 or 3 years?
Well, I've been working as executive director of Frontex for now 16 months. What I learned is that we need more EU support to the member states which are in the so-called front line. So now it's Greece and Italy, but it could be that in the future other member states, if there is a crisis in Ukraine, for instance, Poland would be in the first line as well. So what we need is that the agency can have more capacity, so more border guards to be deployed quickly, to have more technical equipment such as vessels, aircraft, vehicles. We also need to strengthen the training of the European border guards so that they can act everywhere and can be deployed on short notice everywhere.
Maybe just a short, more philosophical question. One of the main discussions in this whole crisis is responsibility. And do you think that European countries actually have the right to value their happiness more than the ones of the refugees?
Well, I think the member states are responsible for the border management and also for the implementation of the asylum policy. The member states have also and the national leaders have also the responsibility to secure the procedure and to make sure that the functioning of the society is not affected by such a crisis. Of course, we have the duty to accept refugees, and if people are in need of protection, it's an international law. It's a duty to offer them protection, and I think that the European Union has demonstrated its willingness to do so. The problem is that the refugees maybe should be better shared among the EU member states.
Thank you very much for this short interview. Thank you very much.